Assalamu alaikum. Hope you all are good. Today we are going to start our lesson number 10 from chapter number 4, the polar regions and exploration. Today our topics are the polar regions. First one is the Arctic region, second one the Antarctic region. Learning outcomes. First one is you can define the polar regions. Second, you can easily explain the Arctic region in detail. Third, you can explain the Antarctica. Our first topic is the polar regions. The polar regions, also called the frigid zones of the Earth. These high latitudes are dominated by floating sea ice covering much of the Arctic Ocean in the north and by the Antarctic ice sheet on the continent of Antarctica in the south. आपका जो आर्कटिक ओशन है वो नॉर्थ में मौजूद है, जबकि एंटार्क्टिक जो आपका है एंटार्क्टिका जो है वो आपका लैंड बेस्ड है, इसलिए उसे कॉन्टिनेंट कहा जाता है और वो साउथ में मौजूद है। जबकि आर्कटिक आर्कटिक रीजन जो है वहाँ पे वाटर ज़्यादा है, फ्लोटिंग सी आइस होती है यानी जिसे आइसबर्ग कहा जाता है, वो बहुत ज़्यादा मौजूद है, जिसकी वजह से जो है आर्कटिक रीजन जो होता है वो आपका ओशन बेस्ड है और एंटार्क्टिका जो है वो आपका कॉन्टिनेंट बेस्ड है। लेकिन बोथ रीजन्स जो कि आपके पोल्स में मौजूद हैं, इसलिए ये फ्रिजिड जोन्स भी कहलाते हैं। If someone asks a question, where is the polar region? What is your answer? Answer is polar habitats are located in the very north and very south of the globe, the two pole ends of the earth. The northern polar region is called the Arctic, and in the south, the polar region is the continent of Antarctica. You can see in the picture North Pole and South Pole. Climate of polar regions. Polar regions receive less intense solar radiation than the other parts of the earth because the sun's energy arrives at an oblique angle spreading over a large area and also travels a longer distance through the earth's atmosphere in which it may be absorbed, scattered or reflected, which is the same thing that causes winter to be colder than the rest of the year in temperate areas. पोलर रीजन्स को फ्रिजिड जोन्स इसलिए भी कहा जाता है क्योंकि वहां पे सनलाइट जो होती है वो प्रॉपर नहीं पहुंच पाती, क्योंकि आपकी अर्थ जो है वो अपने एक्सिस पे टिल्ट है, जिसकी वजह से उसका एंगल इस तरह से है कि जो बोथ पोलर रीजन्स हैं उन तक सनलाइट प्रॉपर वे में पहुंचना बहुत मुश्किल है, और जो सनलाइट थोड़ी बहुत पहुंचती है वो उस आइस शीट जो वहाँ पे रीजन्स के अंदर आइस शीट्स मौजूद है उनको मेल्ट करने के लिए नाकाफी है। इसीलिए आपके पोलर रीजन्स जो होते हैं दूसरे टेम्परेट जोन या इक्वेटर के एरिया की निस्बत बहुत ज़्यादा सर्द होते हैं, कूल होते हैं। Dear students, our first region is the Arctic region. The Arctic is a polar region located at the northernmost part of the Earth. The Arctic consists of the Arctic Ocean, linked seas, and the parts of Alaska, Finland, Greenland, Iceland, northern Canada, Norway, Russia, and Sweden. Dear students, you can see in the map temperature of Arctic region. The average Arctic winter temperature is minus 23 degrees Celsius, while the average Arctic summer temperature is 3 to 12 degrees Celsius. In general, Arctic winters are long and cold while summers are short and cool. Dear students, do you know first man who explored the Arctic and who reached there? Answer is a Greek man Thetis, first explorer in this area in 325 BCE. The first man to reach the North Pole in 20th century was an American named Robert Edwin Peary in 1909. Countries. There are many settlements in Earth's North Polar region. Countries with claims to Arctic regions are the United States, Alaska, Canada, Denmark, Greenland, Norway, Finland, Sweden, Iceland, and Russia. You can see in the map all the states. Arctic people's lifestyle. Arctic native people lived on hunting, fishing, and gathering wild plants for food. Although some people also practice farming, particularly in Greenland. Northern people found many different ways to adapt to harsh Arctic climate, developing warm dwellings and clothing to protect them from frigid weather. Inuit. The people of Arctic region are called Inuit. Igloo. The Inuit, the people of Arctic, used to build their house called igloo. Transportation of Arctic region. The Arctic people use light boats which made up of animal skin and light frames. On land they use snowmobiles and dog-drawn sledges. Population of Arctic region. The extreme Arctic climate makes the region a forbidding place to travel and a challenging place to live. Even so, people have found ways to explore and live in the Arctic. In total, only about 4 million people live in the Arctic worldwide, and in most countries, indigenous people make up a minority of the Arctic population. Animals of Arctic region. Some of the mammals that live here include polar bears, Arctic foxes, Arctic wolves, narwhals, sea lions, orcas, walrus, seals, and other types of whales. Do you know? There are no penguins. Plants of Arctic region. Approximately 1,700 species of plants live on Arctic tundra, including flowering plants, dwarf shrubs, herbs, grasses, mosses, and lichens. The tundra is characterized by permafrost, a layer of soil and partially decomposed organic matter that is frozen year around. Okay, students, our next region is the Antarctic region. Antarctica is the world's southernmost continent, resting in the Antarctic Circle and surrounded by the Southern Ocean. With 14 million square kilometers of area, it's the fifth largest continent. Almost 98% of the continent is covered by ice, and 1% mile thick, which certainly makes for harsh terrain that has little established population. This continent contains 90% of the world's ice. Dear students, you can see in the given map Antarctica. Do you know there is no country? Dear students, do you know about the first person who reached the South Pole? Yes, Roald Amundsen. was the first man to reach the South Pole in 1911. Temperature of Antarctica. Antarctica is the coldest continent on the Earth. The average temperature in the interior throughout the year is about minus 57 degrees Celsius, with the minimum temperature being minus 90 degrees Celsius during the winter season. Although the coast is warmer and temperatures can reach a maximum of between minus 2 degrees Celsius and 8 degrees Celsius during the summer. Animals of Antarctic region. A variety of animals live in Antarctica like seals, penguins, South Georgia pipits, whales, fish such as Antarctic icefish, Antarctic toothfish, and Antarctic quills, etc. Plants of Antarctic. There are no trees or shrubs, and only two species of flowering plants are found: Antarctic hairgrass and Antarctic pearlworts. Mountains of Antarctic. The Transantarctic Mountains comprise a mountain range of uplifted rock in Antarctica which extend with some interruptions across the continent from Cape Adare in northern Victoria Land to coastland. These mountains divide East Antarctica and West Antarctica. Dear students, you can see in the map of Antarctica the Transantarctic Mountains range, which divide the Antarctica into two parts, East Antarctica and West Antarctica. Travelers of the Antarctic region. The mountains, snow, freezing temperature, deep crevasses, shifting sheets of ice make this part the most difficult place to travel. People traveling to this region often suffer from frostbite. Antarctic crevasses. Antarctic's ice moves slowly, but it always moves. As a result, it often splits apart to form crevasses, cracks in the ice that can be tens of meters deep, tens of meters across, and many kilometers long. It builds these snow bridges so as a crevasses open up, the snow sort of stretches across the top of it. You can see in the picture or a diagram to understand the crevasses. Population. Antarctica has no indigenous inhabitants, only permanent and summer only staff as its many research stations. Along with the 1,100 to 4,400 research staff, there is usually an additional 1,000 personnel, including ship crew and scientists performing on board research in the waters of the treaty region of Antarctica. Research Centers of Antarctica. McMurdo Station is the largest research station in Antarctica, run by the United States. Other notable stations include Palmer Station and Amundsen Scott South Pole Station by United States, Esperanza Base and Marambio Base, Scott Base by New Zealand, and Vostok Station by Russia. Okay students, today your home task is question number 1, 2, 3 and 4. Question number 1 is, what are the two polar regions called? Differentiate between them. Answer is the Arctic Circle, North Pole, and the Antarctic Circle, South Pole. First one is the Arctic region. Arctic region is an ocean covered by a thin layer sea ice and surrounded by land. temperatures most of the year are below minus 23 degrees Celsius. There are polar bears in the Arctic but no penguins. Second one is Antarctic region. Antarctica, on the other hand, is a continent covered by a very thick ice cap and surrounded by a sea ice and the Southern Ocean. Temperatures as low as minus 87 degrees Celsius. There are penguins in the Antarctic but no polar bears. Our next question is question number 2. Name the animals found in the polar regions. How do they survive in the cold? Answer is seals, whales, and penguins live in Antarctica, and polar bears, seals, walruses, and whales live in the Arctic Circle. The animals have a thick layer of fat or blubber under their skins, which keeps out the cold. यानी क्वेश्चन नंबर 2 में आपसे पूछा गया है कि कौन से एनिमल्स जो हैं पोलर रीजन में पाए जाते हैं और वो अपने आप को कैसे सर्दी से महफूज रखते हैं या सर्दी के अंदर कैसे जिंदा रहती हैं या सर्वाइव करती हैं। तो एंटार्क्टिका के अंदर सील्स, व्हेल्स और पेंगुइन्स होते हैं, जबकि आर्कटिक सर्कल के अंदर पोलर बियर, सील्स, वॉरसेस और व्हेल्स मौजूद होती हैं। और ये जानवर अपने आप को जो महफूज रखते हैं, सर्दी से बचाती हैं, वो इस तरह से होता है कि ये सर्दी से महफूज इस तरह से रहते हैं कि इनकी जो स्किन होती है वो बहुत फरी होती है। फरी स्किन के नीचे बहुत मोटी तह होती है फैट की, जो इन्हें सर्दी से महफूज रखती है। Our next question is question number 3. Why has the Antarctic region not been inhabited? Because of these extreme weather conditions like hurricanes and blizzards blowing, and Antarctic region has not been inhabited. क्वेश्चन नंबर 3 आपसे पूछा गया कि अभी तक अंटार्कटिक रीजन जो है वहाँ पे आबादी क्यों नहीं मौजूद, पॉपुलेशन क्यों नहीं मौजूद, वो आबाद क्यों नहीं है। तो उसकी रीज़न ये है कि वहाँ का जो वेदर कंडीशन है वो बहुत एक्सट्रीम होती है, बहुत हार्श होती है। वहाँ पे हरिकेन्स आते हैं, सख्त तूफानी हवाएं चलती हैं, जिसकी वजह से वहाँ रहना पॉसिबल नहीं है। क्वेश्चन नंबर 4 है, why are the polar regions called the land of midnight sun? In the middle of the summer, in each hemisphere, the sun remains above of the horizon all the time. So there is daylight all the time. That is why these are called the lands of the midnight sun. यानी समर्स के दरमियान में हर हेमिस्फीयर के बिल्कुल एग्जैक्ट ऊपर जो होता है वो सन मौजूद होता है, और उसकी मुसलसल लाइट जो होती है, डे लाइट जो होती है मुसलसल जो है वो पूरा दिन जो है उसके उस हेमिस्फीयर के ऊपर पड़ती रहती है, जिसकी वजह से इन लैंड्स को लैंड्स ऑफ मिडनाइट सन कहा जाता है। ओके डियर स्टूडेंट्स, लेट्स स्टार्ट आवर बुक वर्क पेज नंबर 32. Our first part is Part A. Make your own glossary about the polar regions by finding the right words from the lesson and writing them there. First one is, dash the area within the Arctic Circle, including the North Pole. First answer is Arctic. Second one is, dash the area within the Antarctic Circle, including the South Pole. Answer is Antarctic. Third one, the people of the Arctic. Answer is Inuit. Fourth one is, dash special boats made of animal skins used by the people of the Arctic. Answer is kayaks. Fifth one is, dash a special condition caused by extreme cold affecting the hands and feet. Answer is frostbite. Our next part is B part. Fill in the blanks with suitable words from the lesson. First one is, dash was the first Greek explorer to reach the Arctic. Answer is Pythias. Second one is, the first man to reach the South Pole was in. 1911. Third, the first man to reach the North Pole was in dash. Answer is 1909. Fourth, today dash is still uninhabited. Answer is Antarctica. Fifth, there are no penguins in the dash. Answer is Arctic. Sixth, Neil Armstrong landed on the moon on dash July 20th, 1969. Mission Dash was Armstrong's first space flight. Answer is Apollo 11. 8. Dash countries awarded Neil Armstrong medals. Answer is 17 countries. 9. Marco Polo's father was a dash. Answer is jewel merchant. 10. Marco Polo returned home after dash years. Answer is 24 years. 11. Vasco da Gama was from dash. Answer is Portugal. He died in. Answer is 1524 in Cochin. Guidelines for the parents. All the main points discussed in the lecture. Make sure students listen the lecture carefully. Question number 1, 2, 3 and 4 discussed in the lecture. So ask your child to do question number 1, 2, 3 and 4 on notebook with proper title page. Make sure that spellings should be correct while writing answers. Make sure your child learn the home task on daily basis. Dear students, I hope you understood all the topics very well. Thank you.